Yo! Back at it again. This is B Junior from B Junior's Movie Cave YouTube channel. Coming to you this evening, I've got something for you today that you've never seen before. I've got an update on movies. No, just kidding. I know you guys have seen this stuff many times before. But I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of trading here lately. I haven't done a whole lot of buying, but unless they were dirt cheap purchases, that is. I've been doing a lot of trading at the local flea market and whatnot for different movies that are either hard to find or just ones that I've been looking for a while, and it was time to add to the collection. So without further delay, what I want to do today is kind of go through the selections, and as always, for your benefit. That's why I do this. There's my big finger. Yeah, I'm pointing at you over there, you over there, you up there, down there. Everybody out there, letting you know about the deals that are out there. If you're a movie buff like me, you want to stay abreast of this situation so that you can get the best deals for all your little pennies and nickels out there and go to the flicks all the time. Okay. Let's do some DVDs here, guys. These are a couple I found at the used movie store. Here's one I found just today, as a matter of fact. This one is called Scarecrows. It's an 80s horror movie, probably about mid-80s, about 85, somewhere around in there. Scarecrows is a movie that, it's not a real well-known horror movie. It was out on home video the first time I saw it, and this cover art doesn't do it justice, although that Scarecrow is pretty cool looking. It used to have just one scarecrow kind of pinned up on a board or something, and it was pretty neat for its cover art. But yeah, Scarecrows, it isn't the greatest horror movie in the world, but in terms of bad, good horror movies, meaning horror movies that are so bad they're good, it's probably right up there on that factor somewhere, because this movie borrows so much from Evil Dead and The Exorcist and other movies of that nature, and it's so cutthroat as far as like stealing from other movies. What it does is it centers around a band of kind of like ex-military commandos that go and they rob some kind of, you never see them do it, but they pulled some kind of bank job and they're trying to get away with the loot. And their plane crash lands on some farmland, but there's more to be seen on this farmland. It's inhabited by scarecrows that are brought to life by ghosts or demons or something like that. So it takes a little while to get going, but I remember Scarecrows being just something fun to watch. It's kind of hard to find. This is the first time I've ever seen it on DVD. I don't think there's a Blu-ray out of it yet, and I don't think I wouldn't hold your breath for a Blu-ray of this one. But it's not the greatest horror movie, but it's worth watching at least once to decide if you like it or not. So try to Netflix it maybe. This is one I bought on VHS recently, but I couldn't stand it. I had to have a DVD of it in widescreen. It's Life Force. I happened upon it at the used store. I took the advice of some of my YouTubers out there leaving me comments and decided to scour the earth a little bit. This version does have an extra 15 minutes of footage not shown in theaters. It's like the long cut of the movie. The main drawback, there's no special features on this disc, and it's also, I just watched this yesterday, it's non-anamorphic. It doesn't, meaning it's not enhanced for a 16:9 widescreen TV. It doesn't fill up the widescreen. You have to zoom it up to make it work right. Whenever you do that, though, you lose quality of picture, and so. But it's kind of cool to have at least in widescreen, and it's got good sound. That's one thing I did notice. There's a Dolby Digital 5:1 audio on this one. It rocks. It's pretty cool. Let's get into some my Big Lots run that I made here lately, guys. Now, mind you, most of the Big Lots are always, all their selections are always $3, or usually if they're a little more, you probably get a little double feature or something in there. One of which is, I paid $6 for this one. It's a double feature of Devil's Advocate and Insomnia, both of which star, of course, Al Pacino. I really bought this for Insomnia. I rather like Insomnia. I don't know why. The only thing I don't like about the movie is probably Robin Williams in the killer's role, because it just doesn't, he plays a good part, and it's different from his comedy roles, of course, but it just, I don't know, it still kind of falls kind of flat. Devil's Advocate's just a good fun one to watch every once in a while. You can't take it seriously. It's just something, it's just kind of an added benefit of getting these. So it's $3 a movie, so That's at Big Lots, guys. If you're in the market for Devil's Advocate or Insomnia, seek out your local Big Lots. Here's one that I found, guys, for $3, and it's 20 episodes of the first series of this. This was a show that came on. See, back in the day, I'm gonna go back a little bit. Back in the day, we used to have something called Saturday morning cartoons. Kids nowadays have got Cartoon Network and all this stuff. It runs all day, all night. Back in the day, you waited all week for Saturday morning to come. You got up early, you watched your cartoons, whether it be Looney Tunes, whatever you watched. Afterwards, if it was raining outside and the kids couldn't get out to play, back when kids actually went outside and played, that is, tell my age a little bit, but basically, if it was raining outside, you had your choices of staying in and watching probably about one of three things: wrestling, or Southern subtitle there, wrestling. Pro wrestling was on, or kung fu theater, or when the world is threatened by Godzilla-like monsters, you could watch Ultraman. That's right, guys. This is the two-disc series 1 set. It's 20 episodes, the full episodes from Japan. It's created by the same guy, or the effects genius that was behind the Godzilla movies of the era. This was a late 60s TV show that came out overseas. They dubbed in English voices for syndication here in the U.S. What it is, it's basically outer space monsters and such that are kind of Godzilla-esque. It's just a man in a suit either way. There's a special police force that deals just with these type of things, UFOs and large monsters and whatever. And this guy on the back here, that's Officer Hayata. He finds the little space capsule thing that he can use as like a little remote control and turn himself into Ultraman, who's a giant robotic man who can do kung fu and shoot lasers out of his hands and stuff. So, I don't know, I'm kind of geeking out at the moment, but Ultraman, just a part of my past, and it was great that I popped these in. It's not the same. It's kind of like watching Dukes of Hazzard now. It's kind of like, oh man, the cheese factor's going through the roof, but it brings back a lot of memories too. This, I believe, was I think $3 or $4. It was one of those two. So I'll let you know it's out there, guys. It's kind of one of those thicker cases too, the old double disc DVD cases. But I didn't care. It was pretty cool. I can go back in time, watch a few episodes of this. The theme song is hilarious as well, guys. Look it up on YouTube. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right. Here lately, I've been kind of starved for some. I love a lot of American history movies. You know, I'm always decorating up with John Carpenter and horror and all this stuff, but when it gets down to it, guys, whenever I'm hard out and I got to try some different genres, I like kind of history-based movies, sort of like The Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio and a couple other movies about real people and stuff like that. One of which that I wanted to pick up for $3 was The Right Stuff. I got this from Big Lots. It's just got a remastered audio track on it. It's about a 3.5-hour movie, and it's actually kind of like a laser disc. Whenever you watch this movie, half the movie's on one side of the disc, and then you have to flip it over and watch the other half. They couldn't fit this monster on a DVD, so if they ever come out with a Blu-ray, it'll probably be on one-sided. So it's an Academy Award-winning movie. It's not a real forgotten movie. It's just not a lot of people talk about it. It's about the first space program, the Mercury astronauts, and Chuck Yeager beating all the sound barriers and all that kind of stuff. I just enjoy that kind of stuff, kind of learning about history and whatnot. Plus, it's got some good laughs in it.